Hi, how are ya? We know we're getting a second fighter pass with 6 brand new characters. One of these is hailing from the ARMS series. These characters were stated not to be echoes, so I wanted to explore the idea that very few people on the internet had. What if there was an Echo Fighter pass? Alright, hear me out for a second. Before the launch of Smash Ultimate, the directs went aside to make a clear description of what Echo Fighters were. They were essentially rebranding clones with a shiny new icon, very minute changes, and boom! They only implemented this to 6 characters or so. They also mentioned that these Echo Fighters weren't very taxing to develop. Yet again, they would just change some very minor things, sprinkle in some new animations, add a character model, and boom! Ultimate came out in 2018. That's pretty early in the lifespan of the Nintendo Switch, so adding in a new fighter pass with Echoes would bring new life to the game. As long as there's an update of any kind, people will get interest in the game. Think of it as a Mii costume but with steroids. It's funny because Sans, it's still funny in 2020, right? Alright, with that out of the way, let's talk about some Echo Fighters that should be in Smash Ultimate. If you like what you see, subscribe. It encourages me to do what I do, and you get free entertainment. Everybody wins. Also, share it, cause you're cool. The first Echo Fighter we're talking about is the bane of Ultimate players' existence. The yellow rat himself, Pikachu. It's kind of odd that we don't have any Echo Fighters based off of Pokemon, since so many Pokemon have similar move pools and characteristics. I suppose it's easier to make Marth and a girl Marth. Anyway, Pikachu's a fast, agile character that racks up damage with speed and combo potential. Pichu's just a smaller version of that and can low profile the living heck out of everything. So what option is there for a more patient player who wants a slightly slower but more powerful fighter revolving around Pikachu's kit? It's Raichu. I have a little bias here. Raichu's my favorite Pokemon of all time, but let's get in a little more detail on why it should be an Echo. As I mentioned, Raichu would be a slower yet more powerful Pikachu, sort of like Doc is to Mario. Make the aerial move slower, make him larger than Pikachu, maybe make his forward smash different, perhaps Thunder Punch, make his Thunder Jolt a different attack, make it Spark. It won't cycle through surfaces, but it would hit harder and would be a little slower. Maybe make the hitbox smaller just for balance, I don't really know. I just had this idea because I was playing Project M and there was a skin for Pikachu. It was kinda neat. Alrighty, first one down, the next Echo Fighter is going to be from the Kirby series. In the Meta Nightmare mode in Kirby Superstar Ultra, Meta Knight uses his wish given to him by Star Dream to challenge the strongest warrior in the galaxy. This warrior is Galacta Knight. This fighter has a very similar fighting style to Meta Knight, and I think it would fit the build just right for an Echo Fighter. He'll keep his specials relatively the same, but with some small changes to the properties. You know, Echo stuff. In some of the boss fights in the Kirby games, his moves have elemental properties, so let's give Galacta Knight those properties at the cost of his speed or combo ability. For starters, his side special could have an electrical effect for visuals, and does more damage. However, the distance he travels is less than Meta Knight, making it really bad for recovery. His standard special, the Spin, could have a fire effect. The move could have less horizontal distance, but it's better for vertical distance. For his down special, who am I kidding? No Meta Knight uses this move. Get out of here. All in all, I'm just spitballing. After all, he's an alternate color for Meta Knight. It would be pretty neat though to have another Kirby rep. The third Echo Fighter here is going to be an obvious pick for me. Hailing from Podunk, it's going to be the original PK boy himself, Nintendo from Earthbound Beginnings, or Mother from the East. I mean, he already looks like Ness, so this checks out. I know a few others talked about Nintendo being an Echo Fighter, but I wanted to put my take on it. Let's talk about his specials first. Rather than PK Flash, replace it with PK Beam, the offensive move he used in-game. It can have similar speed to Lucas's PK Freeze move, but less power than Flash. Let's say maybe around 15 to 23%, depending on how long the button's held. His side special? Ditch PK Fire. We already get enough of this in Quick Play. Give Nintendo the PK Freeze projectile Lucas had in Project M. This move acted a lot like PK Fire for Lucas, but it had a small ice effect. The damage was relatively low too, probably around 8% from what I recall. Nintendo's up special can go 2 different ways. You could give him PSI Teleport that would act like Mewtwo's Recovery, or stick to a more traditional PK Thunder type move. This one could be based off of Rolling PK Thunder from Smash 4's custom movesets. It's a larger ball of energy, but it moves slower. Borrowing from Smash 4's custom movesets, his down special would be PSI Vacuum. It won't absorb energy attacks, but it draws enemies in, and at the release of the button, it deals damage. If it's quick enough, it could probably be a good combo tool, like a pseudo Shine for Melee. All you have to do is reskin his bat to be metal, give him Ness's giant head up air attack from previous games, and you got yourself a winner, folks. One idea I saw online was Blaziken as an Echo Fighter of Captain Falcon. This had me wondering, what other Pokemon could fit as Echo Fighters for other characters? This list already has another Pokemon in it, but it's too hard to pass up. You see Zelda? Boom! Let's make her Gardevoir, an Echo Fighter of Zelda. Let me explain. Like the Blaziken analysis I saw, Zelda's moves could be easily remade into Pokemon moves that fall under the move pool Gardevoir has access to in the games. Zelda's standard special, Neighbor's Love, could be swapped out for the Pokemon move Light Screen. The hitbox would be less offensive, however, the reflected attack would deal more damage. Zelda's side special could be replaced with literally any Psychic or Fairy attack. Perhaps Dazzling Gleam, give it more travel speed, make the blast smaller, and make it pink. Fair enough. How special would be Teleport? Nothing to change here. A variation on Phantom would be a bit tough for this character, so let's replace it with Calm Mind. It would act like Wii Fit Trainer's deep breathing technique, and with that, Gardevoir's side special would be buffed, making the blast bigger or stronger. At least to me, these characters have similar attributes, so I thought it would be a fun pick. The final character is here. Everyone and their brother talks about it for good reason too. Let's make Proto Man an echo of his successor, Mega Man. Proto Man, Mega Man's brother and predecessor, was a prototype of the Blue Bomber. He utilizes a majority of Mega's toolkit, and to me that makes him a prime candidate for an echo. On top of that, in the Mega Man games, the Robot Masters have a lot of similar abilities, so implementing this into Proto Man's moveset wouldn't be too hard. For his neutral special, give him Shadow Blade, a projectile similar to Metal Blade, however it returns to the user. Side special, instead of Crash Bomber, can be Ice Slasher, a freezing projectile. If that's too much, maybe do a Crash Bomb variation with lower, attack or something, I don't know. Replacing Leaf Shield could be any barrier type move found in the classic Mega Man games. To keep it similar enough though, because, Echo stuff, give him Plant Man's Barrier. It would last longer, however the distance it travels is really limited. For his recovery, since he doesn't have a doggo friend like Rush, give him the bird guy, the Flappy Bird man. You can replace some of his aerial moves with his shield and call it a day. Proto Man would be an amazing addition to Smash, and it's kind of a shame that he's limited to a Mii costume. Super Smash Bros. Is a fantastic series that has many characters together in one place. A lot of characters have similar qualities, so I thought it was fun to make an Echo Pass. But hey, I want to know, who do you want as the Echo in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Let me know in the comments. There's one thing for certain, Fighter Pass 2 is going to be really fun and more memories are coming their way.